What he was doing the other day was right. What he was advocating for the 75% of the artists of Kenyan music to be played here was right. But what I will say about Eric Omondi, he has inspired many. Even me, I've been inspired by his works. But for the recent past, he has misled the girls. For me, I think he's fun, but those clips are funny but socially irresponsible.
Hi guys, welcome to the Judy Kitui show. It's me Judy Kitui na leo tuko na Ramathan, an advocateer youths in the entertainment industry. Acha tusikie kitu yenye wako nayo for today. Ramathan.
Poa sana.
Leo umeshindaje?
Niko poa sana. Salama tu.
Hebu jitambulishe kwa Wakenya.
Kwanza mimi naitwa Ramathan Abdul. Mimi kwa majina ya comedy nimekuwa nikiitwa Asla Waingo, of which ukiniita bado sitakataa kuitwa Asla Waingo. But napenda sana mtu akiniita majina zangu official. Yeah. So mimi natoka Kayole, Matopeni, Spring Valley. Huko kwa jamaa anaitwa Guyo. MC wetu anaitwa Guyo Abdi. So mimi nimekuanga kwa entertainment industry for a long time. Yeah, nilianza comedy like 2016. I was only 17 years. Saizi niko na 23. The reason as to why I advocate for this youth, our youth wa hii country yetu inaitwa Kenya, because youth amedanganywa for long time. Amedanganywa kwa industry na amedanganywa kwa real life situation. Youth amedanganywa akitumia bangi, yeye ni mtu machua. Youth amedanganywa akilewa, hiyo ni form, wanasemanga ni form. Of which this is just a trick that has been used by people up there, which I normally call them cartels or hypocrites, to make youth suffer. Yeah.
Umesema umewako kwa comedy industry. Umeanza from 2016. Are you still doing comedy ama uliacha?
Saizi nime-stop kidogo because of some issues. Yeah.
Na vile ulikuwa unachapa comedy, uliwahi work na any famous comedians in this country?
Yeah, last year niliwork na Steven ni DJ Shiti. Tuliwork na Steven, DJ Shiti, tukawork na Katelo. Pia nilishai kuwa na Chipukizi kwa show yake hapa South B. Ilikuwa inaitwa Chipukizi Comedy Club. Yeah.
Okay, and life ilikuwa aje as a comedian? Kwa sababu unajua especially the comedians that wenye wanaanza, they're really crying. They're crying hapa chini. They're really crying that unachapa show lakini income hakuna. Unachapa show lakini income hakuna. How was it for you?
For me, you know the language that people who are successful in the industry they normally use is they use quotes like never give up, nothing come easy, you must trust the process. These are the hypocritical words that are used by the so-called famous artists or comedians in the industry, just to make the people in the society to think that the upcoming or the so-called upcoming comedians or artists cannot work hard. The thing is this, working with these people, I'm not saying that all of them are bad. Some are bad, some are good. But most of them, what they do is that they act as a barrier or an obstacle for you to cross the other side. What they do is that they use what you have for them to maintain where they are or to move forward. And they leave you down there. If I'm lying, I don't think anybody who is an upcoming comedian or an upcoming artist who was in the same condition that I'm talking about will admit my words to be lies. because one thing they do that they like what we call hype. Today I'm with the Hustler Waingo. Like people show you, and now what they are creating, they are giving you a very hard life outside there. Because if somebody today will see me with DJ Shiti, I have to maintain the character. Now, DJ Shiti is maintaining the character. I don't say that everybody comes from nowhere to exist. It's only God who created thing out of existence and they existed. But for a man, you have to keep on pressing hard. But now, the journey has been made more difficult by men because they believe that whatever is outside there belongs for the few individuals. Kenya is very large. Kenya is very large. We are 47 million people. The size of Kenya is very big in terms of square kilometers. But the reason as to why we have people who have 30 acres of land and somebody who doesn't who have no land is because somebody who have 30 acres of land does not want this person who doesn't have land to have it. But when this person who doesn't have land say that somebody somewhere is making him not have that land, this person of 30 acres of land will tell this man that you are not trusting the process. That is not fair. And these are the terms that are being used by celebrities who works in the opinions of satisfying other people.
But pia wao wanasema the cake is too big. Hakuna mtu mwenye hata mkikula watu 1,000 bado the cake is still too big.
The cake is too big. Everybody knows the cake is too big. But who are guarding the cake? The people who are guarding the cake are the people who are saying the cake is too big. Yeah. So if you coming here, you had to pass by that gate. So you had to pass through that watchman, that guard. If the guard will not have allowed you in, you will have been outside. This is what is happening in the industry. We have guards on the cake. They are not eating the cake, but they are just dancing with the cake, showing how the cake is, enjoying. It's like you have food here, uko na KDF. Alafu mtoto analia, unamfikishia kwa mdomo unamrudisha. Yeah. Si mtoto ataendelea kulia. Yeah, this is what is happening.
Okay, kuna they were musicians, alafu saizi they are politicians. I'm talking about mtu kama Jaguar. Do you think they're doing anything? Juu wakiingia walikuwa wanasema I'm going to support the entertainment industry. Yes, hiyo ndo in fact hiyo ndo kitu ilifanya watu wakawavotia sana.
I say that their intention were not to serve Kenyans. Their intention were to serve themselves. Because I believe the function of the parliament is a house of representatives. They are representing us there because all of us cannot fit in that small house. And we are paying them for that job. And the reason why is that we are paying them is for them to propose bills and laws that will favor us as artists. So when Jaguar went to the parliament for the intention that is going to make the entertainment industry to be fair, that was hypocritical. Yeah, because what he's doing now, Jaguar was never that fat. But Jaguar is fat. I'm not saying that being fat is bad. Being fat is healthy. But that is the only change that we have seen from Jaguar, and that is he has not impacted us as artists. Maybe he has worked for his constituency where he presents, but now as an artist, because he was in this industry, what Jaguar should have done should have created a fairness for us as artists. Yeah, that's what he should have done. That man from the ridiculous, he has never improved the situation of a comedian. We have seen Eric Omondi, we have seen Jalango. Maybe Jalango is one who is trying, maybe. Jalango maybe I've heard him saying that he want to buy. We don't expect him to go and become the same as them. But I believe the reason as why these people, when they get into the system, they change because the system itself is hypocritical. Yeah.
Okay, now that you've mentioned Eric Omondi, do you think Eric Omondi is chasing clout? Is he doing it for himself, ama is just doing it to help Kenyans, especially the entertainment part?
For me, I don't.
Jana juzi tuliona ameshikwa ameshikwa pale parliament.
Yeah.
Kuna siku tena tuliona ameenda kujitupa huko Kisii kwa matope. What do you think Eric Omondi is doing, and what do you think he is up to?
So Eric Omondi, for one, is a comedian. I was like 13 years. I knew Eric Omondi when I was very young. But what he was doing the other day was right. What he was advocating for the 75% of the artists of Kenyan music to be played here was right. But what I will say about Eric Omondi, he has inspired many. Even me, I've been inspired by his works. But for the recent past, he has misled the girls. For me, I think he's funny, but those clips are funny but socially irresponsible. Because for me, I don't believe that bringing women, walking, I don't know, doing this blah blah blah, and saying you are making a wife material show is something of good kind. A wife material is somebody who can take care of kids, not walking here and there looking for blah blah blah. So I think Eric Omondi, I will second him for what he did the other day, and what the police did for him the other day is not right. Because if somebody is claiming for what the government has not offered, I don't believe in an unjustified extremism, but I believe when a man is exercising extremism for the liberation of mankind or his fellow people for what is right, is no vice. But for one, when man is moderate in extremism for liberation of justice, I think he's a sinner. Yeah. So what he was doing was right.
What he was doing it was right.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think leave alone hawa watu kina Jagwa wenye walikuwa in this industry wakatoka, in general, do you think our leaders are doing something to help the youths? Youths in this country are really suffering.
Yeah.
Until unaona watu wameamua kujituma, watu wanatoka kwa nyumba wanakuja, for example content creating, mtu anakuja anasema instead of me sitting in the house, acha nianze YouTube channel. Do you think the government is doing enough to uplift the youths in this country?
I can't say the government has not done, but I can say the government has done nothing. I've just come here and I've told you that there's a difference between movement and progress. I think if you look at this country in 1963 and today, we are seeing two different images. That we have a lot of buildings, we have Thika superhighway, we have SGR, but can you afford to travel via SGR? Can you afford to travel via Thika superhighway? If you can't afford, then the government has done nothing. It has built roads for their vehicles. The SGR is being traveled, the people who are traveling there in that SGR are people in the civil servants who are the relatives of the politicians. If you afford to go via SGR, then you have sacrificed a lot from you. Yeah. So the government has failed. And the reason why the government has failed, it's because, we have made the government fail. Because when you go to choose our leaders, we don't choose leaders with the principles, but we choose politicians with principles. And the principle for politicians, when you read history and you find somebody like Adolf Hitler, he was a dictator, he was a politician. And the reason as to why this man was a dictator for long in Germany is because he got an advice from somebody when he asked him, what should I do for me to be in power for a long time? He told him to be a politician. And a politician is somebody who uses more lies than truth. So we've been electing liars. And and if I'm wrong, somebody to admit that I'm wrong. All the promises that the government or the politician have been giving us, they have never been fulfilled. If I promise you something and don't give you, then I'm a liar. So that is what politics is all about.
So you are advocating for the youths,
Yeah,
for the youth's rights
Yeah.
in entertainment industry in this country.
yeah.
What are you doing currently to make sure that things run smoothly in entertainment industry?
You know, everything has a starting point. For me, I have just told you I come from Kayole. And you know the situation in Kayole. If right now I go to get work, to look for a job, and say that I'm from Kayole, I won't get that job. Because the mentality of the people towards people of Kayole is that these are thugs. And the reason as why they term us thugs, because we are in the condition of being a thug. So what I'm doing right now to advocate for the youth of this country is one, today you see you are interviewing me. What I'm doing is that I want to create awareness. I want my message to be delivered from Kenyan to Kenyans, so that Kenyans will reason with me, because I sat down and reasoned for this. I told you I was a comedian, but I saw there was no of me to pretend that I'm making people happy, or make people happy pretending that they are laughing when deep down in their hearts they are crying. We have to clear everything. We have to make everything to be good, because even if that day when during the day of judgment people going to heaven, it is being said that even you see, you'll be given white clothes, but white clothes with a black spot, that disqualify that white cloth to be white. It is a white cloth with a black spot. So the thing is this, we want, if at all we want to make this country happy, we want this country to succeed or to progress, first of all we must deal with the condition. And the condition is that we want to clear all the bad things that are, we are building a house, we are building an economy on a corrupt ground. So we expect the result up there. What do we expect at the top? Not expect, you don't expect a mud, then you are starting a foundation with a mud soil, with mud, and then you put on stones or bricks up there. You know, the bricks are heavier than that mud. So when the building has been well constructed and the foundation is weak, the whole work you've done was useless, because the building fell down. And maybe if the people are inside, they get killed or they die. So we don't want to build the foundation economy of our country on the basis of corruption. And the corruption is between we Kenyans. You want to succeed in music, you corrupt somebody. You want to do something, even that will benefit somebody, not you, you have to do bribery. All these things have messed up, and that's why we are still in problems. You finish university, like me, I've finished school. I have no intention of looking for a job, because looking for that job is a job itself, because I have no time to do a job of no payment to get no job. Yeah.
And are you planning on going back to comedy?
I've told you, if I've finished with making the ground to be fair, I'll go back to comedy.
And how are you planning to make it fair? Are you planning to go into politics? Or
no, I have no intention of going to politics. For me, I believe I'm a leader. I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. And I have no interest of being a politician. I have no time to argue with people, I have no time for such kind of issue. What I have is that I want to coordinate with good people. I want to coordinate with people who have the same reasoning of me, and come around with a good strategy on how to make the ground fair. Yeah.
And you want to coordinate with good people like?
We have. When I say the government, that the government is bad, not all people who were in the government are bad. Some are good, But when you say this is a third world country, when you say a third world country, mean that country is poor, it cannot afford blah blah blah. But this country has billionaires. But why is it a third world country? Because the majority. So the government, as majority, the majority of people in government are not good. But we have some people who are good. And those people, if they get the message, they can start working where they are, or we coordinate, we bring about a good situation or a good strategy to help our people. I have no money to give somebody, but we can create ideas, because idea, if you have a good idea, you give to somebody, maybe who can work on it, then he work on it, and that idea helps him. That's what we want. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ramathan. Thank you for watching. That has been Ramathan, our interview with Ramathan. Help him, support him in this advocation, because it will help both me and you. Thank you once again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, goodbye.